I am ever pure delight. I'm always full and free. Fear and grief can never touch me. I am all Tatsaro. When you look at yourself, you think you are so used to this face. You think that is you. Well, then, poor you, because once you will disappear and then you are gone, you think. No, it's the inside, the invisible, in that is the truth. That cannot ever change. Only the mind that is ruling over the outer side, the concept, the mind can change. The thoughts, they can go from just being attached to this form, they can break through and see that this form is only an instrument, and well, it is depending on how your parents look like and how you, whatever you dress yourself or your hair. So that cannot be you, because it can change all the time. The real you is not visible. And it shines through the visible side. The real you is hidden, and it can come out by offering your own selfish thoughts, your mind, and to learn what you really are. It can make you so free and so happy to know that. And when you don't lose time with all social stuff and talks about nothings, then you don't need to do that, because if you know yourself, you know everyone. You don't have to talk with them. They have always the same stories. You know them already. And if you look at a human being and you look in the face, then you see no story, no time, no problem, no person. Then it is as if you look in the face of God, because there is nothing sticky and nothing occupied. It is empty. It is full of emptiness. And your thoughts are always depending on others. But your heart is not depending. It is itself. It is your true state. Only if you have freed your mind. But the heart is always pure, and the thoughts cover it up. You are this being, and if you look at yourself, you think you see you, but actually it is God that sees you looking at you. And even further, it is God that sees God looking at himself. So it is a question of what your consciousness can get, can understand. You as you think you are don't exist. That's the mind. You don't exist as your thoughts. And you as others think you are doesn't exist either, because they think they see you as a body. And what you really are doesn't think, it is. It is free. So it means I am this not when I think about it, but I am this when I feel it. I am not the mind, but I am God, the higher consciousness, and I have placed myself from me to me without doing one step. It's just inside change. That is the goal of life, of your birth. It's not even real, but it is a so-called dream. It's a dream. You dream that you are not God, that you lose yourself, that you forget yourself, and then you search yourself and you find yourself. It's only the dream. Now, be good. There is really nothing we do. We, as our mind, our thoughts, the thinking world that we think we are. There is not a thing that we do. It is God's way back to Himself. It's the God being on its way to discover Himself in all experiences, to find Himself in the happenings. It's not about the happenings. It is who is it that it is happened to. It is God playing that He is lost and finds Himself in these doings. This high knowing consciousness, or the all-knowing consciousness of God, pretends that He doesn't know, and He is finding Himself, discovering and learning that He is this God, this high knowing consciousness. So He lowers His consciousness, finds out by the meanings of the world appearances, I am not that appearance, I am not that happening, I am not that what is there, I am not that pain, I am not that hurting, I am not that adventure, and by all this going through all these things, he discovers, I am me. And that is what is in you is happening. The God in you does move you. God is moving Himself in this instrument to find out He is not this instrument. He is not what He finds. He was all this time, He was God. So it is not your responsibility, your life. You are an instrument of God, but that is very good to know. That God is using you to find Him. My God, oh my goodness. That is so fantastic to know. So you started, you are God. You forget that you are this God, and you become you, your personal little one. And then you start to remember that you are this great God. It's the same, but it is only consciousness, awareness. God pretends he lost himself and he starts to forget. And then you think you do all this. No, it is the God in you that starts to remember by these forms, work, talk, experiences, hurtings, feelings, whatever. This is only God finding himself by knowing that he is not all these happenings. Makes him happy, makes you happy. Happiness finds itself. No matter what a name, God or person or human or no names. Nothing will remain, no words will remain. Happiness finds itself. In whatever name, all names, forms stay behind. This is your truth, your being, happiness.
I am no different from